Tell me about receiving the call. How did all of this start?
Well, we were about to go on a job, and then we were called out by my bosses to abandon that job and go on a rescue, a tow for the Mary G. I was told that the Mary G was drifting, and she was drifting westerly, which is going down to Margarita side, Venezuela. And we started, I got the coordinates and started head for the vessel. But while we were going, they were drifting, and I was getting coordinates in between further on where they were drifting onto. And it took us like, I will say like about 18 hours the running time. And when I did reach the Mary G, the Venezuelan Coast Guard had her on tow already. Then we were told not to come alongside the Mary G. The Venezuelan Coast Guard gave us the order to follow them in, staying like about 2 miles away from the tow, and head for what you call Pampata, which is in Margarita. Well, we did like about a day and a half back and forth with the tow. There were times when I asked to assist with the tow because the ropes were breaking, and the Coast Guards told us, no, we are not to come alongside or take the tow. They got orders to keep on, and they took us to
Pampata.
Pampata, and that is when everything started. We were alongside the docks for like about 2 days, and all the officials and whatnot, the Guardia Nacional, the immigration, the Coast Guard officials, they all came and did a survey on the vessel. They did a survey on the Mary G also. All our people who were up to standards, and from then on it was just a mere matter of standing by waiting for clearance. Whatever went on during that time, I was not really informed of that going on. I was just waiting on clearance.
Given how long have you been a captain, sir?
I'll say like about 40 years.
Given your experience, is it unusual that with the Coast Guard accompanying the Mary G, once you arrived, was it unusual for them to not allow you to pick up the tour, especially since your vessel was better equipped to do the tour?
Yes, I will say it was unusual, because usually if I'm contracted to do a tour, when I arrive, the tour should have been handed over to me. But there were questions, and I wouldn't go into that too deep. So that is what it's unusual to me, yes.
Have you had any other experiences with the Venezuelan authorities, with any other boats going adrift or being in distress where you were either involved or had to come to the rescue?
No, not with the Venezuelan Coast Guard and whatnot.
But with other boats?
I did rescue, yes, but not involving the Coast Guard and having this big hullabaloo going on.
A big hullabaloo. It took 9 days. It took 9 days to leave Margarita.
No, not 9 days really. I wouldn't say 9 days. It took us like about 3 days or 4 days. The other days were when the Mary G was drifting on her own.
Okay.
But really it's like about 4 days with the Coast Guard, and after getting our release.
Okay, and so it took that long by the time you got clearance. Do you feel like it took longer than normal, given your experience of international seafaring rules and what applies in the marine community?
Yes, I would say, knowing that I was the one came to do the tour back to Grenada or Trinidad or whatever, it was more or less really clearance, let's say inspection, and then release. But I don't know what went wrong or whatever, who was asking for what or what. But it was unusual to me.
And so tell me about your personal experience just being there for the few days that you were waiting to tow the boat back.
Well, really, I've been going places for umpteen years. So it was not how I must put it. It was not no stress on me or nothing. It just was a matter of timing, how long it taken.
Were you surprised they were asking for almost $50,000 to release the boat?
Yes. What I will say in that would be probably come down as what they were claiming is, and that's just assumption. They would be claiming for salvage, right? In a situation like that, you will look salvage. You will look for a compensation. But as Coast Guard is really supposed to secure the border and assist mariners in distress and in any difficulties. So no fees should have been looked into asking. Once you ask for money, it's because you take it up as a salvage. And salvage is not with souls on board. With souls on board is a rescue you are making, not a salvage. A salvage is the vessel is drifting alone, no souls on board, that you can claim salvage. And what they were using their ropes and all these things. When you're doing salvage, you don't use the vessel rope. You have to use your rope, You have to use your rope and all these things, from my experience. Right? So this is how I look at it. It was more or less, in the event that you're asking for funds, it was like asking for a salvage fee. And that was wrong.
How long did it take for you to tow them back up to Port St. George from Margarita?
I will say it took us, overall was 134 miles. We kind of fluctuated with the speed. So when I was looking at 26 or 32 hours, we probably ran into about close to 40 hours. Because what happened is I calculated my distance and speed to get the time, and that running at 4 knots would have put me like 32, 34 hours, and I dropped under 2 knots, almost 2 knots I came down to, so that will kill the time difference. So I'll added more time. But we reached in last night, about after 11, half 11 we reached in.
What condition?
1 o'clock we left Pampana.
What conditions existed that caused you to change your speed and reduce your number of knots?
That would be the weather. That is a normal. That is a normal. The weather condition, the seas, the current direction. Now, if the current was coming behind my back, I would have kept the 4 knots and probably got more. But if the current is coming on my head, I'll be beating the current, so it will hold me back. And that's where the 2 knot came in. Break from 4 to 2 because of the current. I'm heading into the current, so it's pushing me back. So that's why you'll find you get that difference.
It slowed down your speed.
Yes.
Oh.
Everybody were in good spirits. We didn't have no incidents other than the breakdown and the tow. We came out healthy and wise, everybody. So we are good here, waiting on departure now.
Okay, but do you have to go through some sort of clearance here with the Grenada authorities
Yes,
to leave?
what had happened is we gotten clearance from Venezuela, Margarita, to here. And when I'm leaving, I will have to get clearance. I have an entry, I will have to get clearance to leave here to go back to Trinidad.
Okay, and what does the Caribbean normally do?
The Caribbean is really contracted towing like crane barges. We do pipeline work and all these things. The company is Veritech Engineering, and they are into running pipelines down in the oil field. That's heritage. And like salvage, you have the cranes on barge. That's the thing we do.
All right. Thank you, Captain.
Yeah, no problem. Everything's good.